Wait till after we leave. She gonna talk.
Okay. Well, all right. Hang out. I do want to have a convo. I thought this was interesting hearing how DJ Tyler, DB, and you, DJ New Era, go to similar sources or resources to help enhance your DJ craft. I want to talk a little more about that. Let's put the spotlight on the DJ coming up next. Shade 4-5. Shout out to Torch, man. Good up for Torch. Torch is back. Torch is back. That's his song from last year. What's it called, Torch?
Yes, sir. It's called Get Money. West Side,
Get Money on all
East
DSPs.
Side. You know it.
Yeah, man. I thought it would be interesting to have I'm just curious about DJing in the year 2025. Michael from Louisiana is on the line. He wanted to comment on the mix. Mike, what up, baby?
What's up, Big Mike?
Lay Bon Roulette. Good morning, Sway in the morning. Family, shout out to DJs, one of the 4 elements of hip hop. Look,
there you go,
shout
brother.
out DB, shout out DJ Tyler, but DJ New Era, you rocking
What's
that
up?
shit like a fitted cap, my nigga. For real. You working that bitch. Look, I can't wait to come to one of your parties.
Yo, come to Alabama, man. Come to Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh,
I got you at the door.
Birmingham.
Yep, come to Sands on a Saturday night. I got you.
Yeah, that's right, man. They barbecuing on dirty grills out there, baby.
For real, though.
Listen to the nitty
Hey,
gritty.
just light the fire and scrape that bitch off, and we gonna let it cook. You heard me? Shout out
You
to
already
Gorilla and
know.
all them girls.
Come on, that ain't nothing but seasoning. You know what I mean?
You know it.
That's all.
How y'all doing
Hey,
this
Michael.
morning?
Oh, we great, man. You
Blessed.
know, how you feeling?
I'm blessed, man. I woke up. I'm good.
There you go. Mike Muse is here too. Mike, how you feeling?
Man, feeling so good. What up, my boy?
At Mike MUSC.
Oh, my guy.
Hey,
What up,
Michael,
Tracy G?
What's up,
there you go, man.
bro? Merry Wednesday,
Nothing,
my love.
baby. How are you?
Listen, chin to the clouds. I'm doing well. I'm happy that you called.
Fucking
You were
right.
able to get
Fucking
in.
right. We all got some ratchet in us.
It's the duality, yo. You gotta respect the layers.
You got to know that. I love y'all.
called
Thank y'all.
everybody.
Y'all have a
Love you
wonderful
too,
day.
man.
Shout out
All right,
DJ
man.
New Era. Shout out DB and shout out DJ Tyler. What you coming with, boy?
Appreciate you.
There you go. You a simple citizen.
Sway in the
You
morning.
know what it is.
Should know. Okay, y'all can follow DJ New Era at the DJ New Era, and your name in a sense had me, thinking. It triggered some thoughts when you guys were talking about this service that provides songs and remixes, so on and so forth. And DB, I want to start with you, man. How long you been DJing now, DB?
Probably 20 years, if not like close to that.
Wow, let's get it.
Okay. That's right, man. Get that a round of applause. What the heck? Put a ribbon on his chest. And then, what about you, Tyler? How long you been DJing?
About 10, 11 years now.
Damn, you double digits?
Yeah.
Double digits.
I started when I was like 13, 14.
Wow, amen.
DJ New Era, how long you been DJing?
17 years.
Come on, what the? That's about 50 years worth of DJ experience between the three of y'all. DB, what have you noticed? And you guys can ask each other questions, because what I find fascinating, you guys are from y'all do 3 different things, right? And what was the name of that platform you mentioned?
Heavyhits.com.
Heavyhits.com. When you started DJing, DB, what kind of resources did DJs have outside of their own equipment and just finding music on their own?
So
Were there services like this?
Yeah, there were record pools have been around for a while, but when I got started, it was kind of around the time when Serato was taking over as the mainstream sort of like technology instead of just turntables and carrying crates of records around. Like, people were starting to make that shift, and you were starting to see Serato in the clubs a lot more, at parties and events. And so people were starting to have to either transition all their records to digital, or they were having to find another way to just get all that music in bulk. And so when I was coming in, it was a multitude of sources. I went to friends who had lots of music, whether they were DJs or just people who had a lot of music in the library, and just took whatever they were willing to give me from that. There were also CDs still around, like a lot of companies, whether it was Fader or a couple, like magazines would do like mixtapes and stuff like that to promote whatever artists that were hot at that moment, a Kid Cudi mixtape, whatever it is. So I would get CDs from wherever I could. And then also online, if you're pretty savvy, savvy on the internet, you can find ways to get music without, you can, circumvent the whole payment process. You can just download it, rip it, and then add it to your library there. So I just got music wherever I could find it, really, and just anything that I knew that I would need in terms of like classic music, Earth, Wind and Fire, Jay-Z, Michael Jackson, Prince, whatever, that kind of stuff. But then I would also try to add, here and there songs that were just like B-sides or remixes, rare stuff like that.
Why? You were nodding your head.
Yeah, I mean, majority of my music used to come back. I started around 2005. So I don't know if you remember LimeWire.
Yeah.
Man, I used to download CDs in high school and like the whole albums. Like when the Jeezys came out, the Camerons came out. And I used to walk around school selling CDs. And when I got to college up in Huntsville, Alabama, a guy by the name of Brad, him and his buddies came to my room and saw that I had a collection of CDs and was like, bro, you should, DJ our parties. And I'm like, I don't know nothing about DJing. All I knew was Windows Media Player and how to rip stuff and, bootlegging and make money to eat with up there in college. And I would literally spend countless hours taking those whole CDs off Windows Media Player, just downloading all the hit songs onto just one file. And then when Serato came in, Serato made it easier to just incorporate folders and how to do things differently. And when I got out of college, that's when Late Night Record Pool came. That's one of the sites that first, gave me free access to, do what I needed to do. And that's when I heard of something called Mix Show Edits. That's when I got familiar with like a lot of throwbacks that I didn't even know that existed, like the Big L's, the stuff like that I never really had a chance to play. And that's kind of how I really got my start with the music.
When you was swiping, basically bootlegging, stealing, being a pirate.
Wow.
Back in the day of LimeWire. Excuse me. I just wanted to. I'm
Come
sorry.
on, Sway.
My
You
bad.
see why we don't talk, girl?
No, well, I'm just saying.
I'm not ashamed of it, though. You got to start somewhere.
Man, but and putting out that second generation quality of sound, was that ever an issue? Because when you would rip it, it would lose a generation sonically, right? It wouldn't sound.
I mean, it sounded okay for what it was worth. That was before, they came out with all these expensive DJ controllers. So,
okay.
I would just plug in an aux cord to my computer.
So now you're getting nerdy for those who may not know. Okay, so you got
I would plug in a headphone jack.
Okay,
like
there you go.
Headphone jack
Okay.
to my laptop, and I would be just playing music off Windows Media Player with no blends, no transitions, and somebody say, yo, Era, can you play this? And I have to like, all right, let me pop the CD in and rip it. Then once I rip it, when you blending, it's a smooth transition.
Yeah.
When you would hit play on the next song, it's like a 5-second pause. So that everybody can be up jumping, and then that pause will come, and they'll look back and be like, what's going on? I'm trying to change the song, bro.
Yeah,
be patient.
I wasn't even DJing.
It wasn't.
Nah.
But I made some good money, and I knew that's what I wanted to do the rest of my life. Even though I got my degree, music, is what really fuels me every day I wake up. Without music, I don't know where I would be right now, honestly.
Okay. Man, I got sad all of a sudden. You got real deep. Just talking about DJing, dog.
You about to cry?
Okay. Queen, give him a hug. Tyler, one of the things that the DB does really well is he tells a story with his mixes. His mixes are living their art. It's like going to see a play. It's a sonic play almost with DB. But what's important to me, one of the in terms of a DJ's craft, you mentioned blending, New Era. Tyler, who taught you how to blend? Like, who was the one person that said, this is how you cut, this is how you scratch, this is how you transform, this is how you blend, this is what you look for, when BPMs, some BPMs might match, but the songs don't, sonically. Like, who taught you all of that?
Well, for me, I was fortunate because my dad, he was a DJ in his time. So he used to DJ in the clubs in the 90s. So I was always around equipment. So I learned on controllers and turntables at the same exact time. So it's funny because the way I got into it was I was at home, didn't really have nothing to do. My dad's equipment was always there. So when they would go home for work, when they would go out to work, I would get on the equipment, start playing around with it. And then my dad started noticing that the knobs weren't left the way that he left them. So he was like, you know what, let me teach you before you break it. And then that's how he got into it and started showing me how to mix, how to blend, what to look for sound-wise, tempo, not to, bring the tempo too much because then you start distorting the record. If you bring it too fast, you start sounding like a chipmunk. Bring it down too slow, you start getting that chopped and screwed type of sound. So he just kind of really showed me everything to look for growing up. And then I kind of took that with my knowledge of music, and then I just took that those foundations and those basics and applied it to the music that I like.
Who can explain what Serato is? DB, you want to give it a shot? So for the average listener who may not know this terminology.
So Serato is a digital software that it's gone through different changes over the years. When it first came out, you needed the software on your computer, most likely a laptop if you were taking it out to gigs. You also needed the hardware in order to connect the turntables, the mixer with the computer. You needed some sort of interface in order to bridge all the connections the right way. And so over the years, that digital way of DJing, they've tried to simplify it while also adding more functions and make it so that you're not losing anything just because you're transferring and using digital technology. And so over the years, it's gotten a little bit better. But I think the main thing that most DJs will tell you who use Serato is that if you're using a Mac and Mac updates their OS, their operating software, you have to wait a while in order to download Serato because there could be a disconnect between the new operating system and the Serato software. So a lot of times, like with carrying turntables and crates, there were issues there as well. You might have a record with a scratch on it and it could, start looping in the middle of a club, or if you're playing digitally, you might have issues with that as well. Connection could drop out. The software might not connect. So there's always going to be issues. But that's why I always tell people if you want to be a great DJ, one of the things is learning how to troubleshoot, because shit is going to go wrong in one way or another, whether majorly or minorly. So you need to know what to do when shit goes wrong, because that could save your night.
Has it ever gone wrong for you, Tyler?
Yeah, it's inevitable. I've been in clubs, where Serato will crash on me, and it's a great point that you bring up, DB, with the whole updating, because that is an issue. There was one time I think my computer was more up to date than Serato, and I was in the middle of doing a club, and the music just cut out. So I was like, I had to think quick. Yeah. So like the vibes were super high. I was playing fast paced Latin music. Everybody's dancing, and then all of a sudden it just goes straight to silence. And then I had to think quick. I'm like, I can't just stand there and just be silent.
Why would he scream that?
Nobody screams that in that club.
Okay, my bad.
I didn't expect that.
But but I did have to think quick. I had to grab the mic. I had to just start talking. Kind of hype up the crowd. Shout out to all the birthday people. And then before you know it, by the time I was done talking, I had everything ready to go and had the next song ready. So it's just like DB said, spur of the moment, being on your toes and just kind of knowing where to flow.
Yeah, I had a love-hate relationship with stems. When they came out with the stems, you had to update your operating system, and I was using an old MacBook that I never wanted to get rid of. Like, it was my baby. And I remember doing a party, and somebody was like, yo, hit the stem so you can kill, the vocals on this and blend this in. And I'm like, bro, I'm old school. Let me just turn the volume down, turn the bass down, turn the highs down. And so I literally went to Best Buy. I had to drop close to $3,000 and get the laptop that was needed, because they're coming out with so much technology now to where you have to have stems. You have to have that new operating system for your MacBook and Serato.
That's the thing about hip-hop, has always ran hand in hand with technology. Drum machines, Serato, software, all these different things we're talking about. But technology has also made it easier for people to get into our genre and get into our craft.
Right.
Is Serato the culprit that allowed celebrity DJs? There was a whole era of celebrity DJs, right, that was coming in. That
Paris Hilton.
Yeah, and she's the face of it, right?
Keep it a buck.
Yeah, man. I mean, I could not believe Paris was stealing all of y'all gigs.
Well, I mean,
all that money.
I'm not gonna say it's the culprit, because you got EDM DJs,
right,
and you got hip hop DJs. Everybody has a lane, and I don't think Paris can fuck with me on some hip hop stuff.
But they're not gonna hire you.
They probably won't hire me for that.
Yeah,
but at the same time, everybody has a lane they gotta follow. Just like Shaq. Shaq is more of a EDM DJ, and you gotta respect it. He got a name. He got a hustle. He know how to produce. It is what it is.
I don't put Shaq and Paris Hilton in the same category, for the record. Shaq is a hip-hop guy, hip-hop head.
Shout out DJ Diesel.
The DJ Diesel, he knows his music. He's been on the music. He's a multi-platinum selling rapper.
Had albums, everything.
The whole nine.
So
I'm saying people who were not of the culture but came in, and then they became the headliners, and they they was stealing the money for years. I mean, DB, you could speak on it.
Yeah, I mean, like, just even in New York, for example, it wasn't just the celebrities. You had promoters, you had guys who were, they worked a regular 9 to 5 and they might just want to do a gig over the weekend or something like that. So yeah, it did make it easily accessible, and people were jumping on it and just like, hey, if all I need is music, a computer, and this software, then shit, why don't I get a piece of this money and try to? So yeah, if you were battling that, it did take a second for, I guess you could say, the game to kind of level itself out, and eventually those who really didn't have a love for the craft and learning it, the ins and outs of DJing, and were just doing it just to earn a quick paycheck, those people, a lot of them aren't even around anymore. And with regards to the celebrities, I'm not going to name names, but the internet will do its own work, because you would see pictures and videos of people like, oh, there's the celebrity standing behind the turntables or the CD decks, but then you can see the guy underneath like pushing the buttons and actually playing the set and curating the mix.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it's not a secret anymore. Like people,
like a ventriloquist.
Yeah, so it's like, let the face of the person stand up and get all the love and the crowd adoration and everything. But there's a little guy standing next to her that's like, all right, we're gonna cue this next and do this, and he's doing all the work.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll have a USB stick with just a whole mix, and the guy just be standing there and just be having his hands up in the air. Then the CDJs won't even be really like on. Just the mixer is on.
You know what I hate is when people be touching the buttons like they're doing something, and the mix is pre-recorded. I witnessed that. Like I did something with a pretty big name DJ, and I'm
what
not
side of town
gonna
is
snitch. I can't talk on it. I don't want to.
I wish I knew. I'd say it.
We know.
Who is this way?
No, I'm not gonna say who it is, but it shocked me to know that his mix was done before he even hit the stage. Wow. Like I was like, well, how long you doing? About 90 minutes. You ready? Yeah, it's right here. What do you mean it's right here? We haven't even hit the stage.
So he was on the mic or just?
Nah, he just pressed play and made it seem like he was mixing. So every time a song came in, he touched a button like he was, lowering the volume or some shit, or doing some type of EQ on it,
But let me ask you
lowering
this,
the frequency on the bass, and then Tracy, the dropper happened and the crowd go crazy and he jumping like he dropped it.
But what's the difference between that and like an artist kicking a written on the show versus a freestyle?
Well, can I answer that?
Apples and oranges to me. With DJing, it's a little different.
The thing is,
I can't compare that.
Okay.
So I can't tell you the difference. That's two different things to me. But but go ahead, Tyler. Jump in. What were you gonna say?
Now I was gonna say the thing is between kicking a written freestyle and playing a pre-recorded mix is that you never know where your crowd is gonna go when you're DJing in front of a live crowd. So it's like I may think at home when I'm recording this mix that this crowd is gonna jump to it, but then when I'm playing it out in front of them and they're not reacting to it, then now you gotta pivot. But if it's a pre-recorded mix, how are you gonna pivot? You know what I'm saying?
How much is, to put into percentages, what percentage is preparation before you actually get to the gig? What percentage is spontaneity and really feeling the energy of the crowd?
Well, I think the best way to explain that is practice is, essential. Like I practice every day and I practice for different scenarios. So if I know I'm going to play this song tonight, I've practiced playing this song and I've mixed it with a whole bunch of records. So if I play this song and it doesn't get the reaction I want, I already know what song to go to get the reaction I want, versus if it's pre-recorded and I already have a whole set laid out in my mind, then it's really like I could take that set and the whole crowd will probably clear out the dance floor. You know what I'm saying? But if that's what it's all about, reading the crowd, and that's such a key thing being a DJ. And if you're pre-recording your sets, it eliminates that, and that's not for the better.
It's all about communication too. If you get booked for a club in another market that you're not familiar with, reach out to the DJs and see what they're playing there, and take the time out to really put together a crate that can go towards their crowd.
I have a question for all three of y'all. Let's talk about the ego of a DJ. Suppose you're having a night and you just see certain names on there. Would you go on after a certain DJ that probably is like gonna kill the crowd, and then you decide, here I come with my little set? Would you have a discussion with that DJ prior to and say, hey man, let me go on before you?
It depends on,
like, that's for instance Jazzy Jeff. Would you go on after him? DJ? Yeah.
It's Jazzy Jeff, yeah. I wouldn't mind going on after him because, after I get through DJing, I'm going to go find that man and shake his hand and build a relationship, because Jazzy Jeff is like the godfather.
So you wouldn't.
Okay, so the promoter comes and says, "Hey, New Era, Jazzy Jeff is here. Do you want to go first or last?"
I'll go last. Well, I'll go first.
That's what I'm asking.
Why would you say that? Why would
because
you?
I'm gonna want to hang back to see what he's gonna do,
and
I'm big on learning because Jazzy Jeff, from just watching, I think one of the greatest sets he's ever did to me was his Boiler Room set. Like, he doesn't talk. He talks with his hands.
DB, we said
he don't talk at all.
Yeah.
And the way he, who is his MC? Who is his hype man? I don't know.
Which one was it?
Is it Amir? Is it what?
It's a guy. I can't think. I forgot his name.
He was there on Saturday, Sway.
With the locks.
Yep.
I thought his name was Amir, but maybe it's not.
He's dope.
He's a great MC.
Oh, he's great. I
noticed that. Yeah, he's good, and he's in when he's supposed to be in, and I actually complimented him on how he MC'd when he's supposed to be in, and he's out when he knows the set the whole nine.
Yep, but you can
before it used to be Mad Skills.
Okay, so
Mad
I think that's who
Skills used to be on the road with him.
Okay, so it's another guy.
Now I think it's another guy because Skills been nominated for Grammys now, doing spoken word, and Skills, got another lane. So but because of Jazzy Jeff's reputation, his legacy, who he is, hey, I'll go first. Let Jeff close.
Jeff got to close that out. It's a respect thing too.
Yeah.
I have another question.
Any other questions, Heather? Yeah, go ahead, Tracy.
Yeah. Because I know that this can be a controversial or maybe sensitive topic for DJs. Is the subject of requests, personal requests.
I'll take this one.
and I know that there could be varying opinions. The worst part of the job for many, I've heard some DJs also say that it can spark inspiration, that they'll take the challenge to be in the moment. How do each of y'all approach requests?
So this is DB, and I'm answering this question through my experience with different crowds. And the longer you DJ, the more stories you're gonna have when it comes to dealing with people that come up to you in the booth. And I've had everything from the most polite person come up to you respectfully that understands what you're doing in the moment, and all they want to know is like, if you can fit this song in somehow, it would be great. Thank you. And so as I've been DJing longer and longer, I don't really do gigs outside of, DJing on the show anymore. But when I did, it got to a point where it was like, how you approach me is how I'm going to treat your request. If you approach me as a human being and talk to me and understand that I am in the middle of working and trying to please an entire space of people from different walks of life, and you respectfully say, hey, listen, I know you're doing your thing right now. I appreciate it. I'm having a great time. But if you could find a way to fit this song in, thank you so much. Pay also helps. Because do not come with $1 or $2, like
How much?
Nah.
What's the minimum?
Wait a minute. What do you mean? Wait, hold up. You mean I could give you a $20 bill? You play the song I
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I
went $20 get you 3.
The most I made was $100 for each song request. Some guy came to a club one night, and it was like 2 a.m, and he just was handing out $100 bills. Was just like, yo, I need to hear this song. I need to hear this song. We were like, shit, okay, you got it. Rhythm of the Night, yeah, we're gonna play that right after Jay-Z. You got it, sir. But on the flip
Quick,
side,
fast, and hurry.
I've also had people come up and like literally demand as if I'm your personal jukebox and just be like, play the song, we're gonna leave. Fucking leave. The door's right there. There's 100 other people here that aren't gonna leave when you do. Or play this song, it's my birthday. Like, that kind of stuff.
Right. Yep. Let me ask you this then, and this is a non-radio question, so I'm just gonna relieve you of any liability here, DJ Tyler. When artists come to your club gig, they often have a paper bag, for you to play their song. Hey, DJ Tyler's my new song. Screw that trick. That's the name of it. All right, here, I got a bag for you. Can you throw that in the mix?
If we ain't talking on radio, you know what I'm saying?
No,
if we in the
talking
club, I'll play that record. But it depends on the crowd.
What's your price point?
Everybody got a price.
Yeah.
I mean, depends on the time of the night, right? So like if it's in the middle of the night where I have the crowd pumping, I have them right where I want them, I'm not gonna mess up that vibe because I got to take into consideration the whole club. You know what I'm saying? But if it's early and I'm still trying to find the vibe of the club, I don't mind playing your record. I've done that for people that have come into the club. They say, hey, can I airdrop my record? Sure. So it's still early, it's still calm. I'll play it. I'll just show love. That's what it is. I don't even ask for no money.
Artist, you don't? Okay. Yeah. Way to back that up.
It's different than mine.
No, New Era. New Era is like, I'm from the South. Damn it,
I'm from the South.
We take wrinkled paper bags.
Right, but see, most artists come in with it depends on how much is in that bag, Sway.
Like what's 500?
500 and up. But if you're paying that kind of money, you want that prime time slot.
Yeah.
So I always tell artists, if they come in the club and want to spend that kind of money, hit me tomorrow. Let's talk and let me listen to the record first.
Yeah.
Before I take your money.
Make sure it's something you want to play.
Exactly. Right. Because because some artists get in their feelings. Right. Your reputation's on the line.
How much AI are you incorporating in what you do as a DJ?
It's all me. I don't incorporate AI.
You guys, anybody?
No AI. No,
not yet.
I mean, I'll play Allen Iverson's song, but that's about it.
Wow.
The only thing I really utilize that on the technology side is the stems.
The stems, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, the stems.
Wow. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the use of AI because as of right now, I don't think Serato's really incorporating too much. I mean, they do give you a lot of options that may run off of some similar AI software, but I don't want to get to I hope it doesn't get to the point where it's literally doing it for you because I think human error and human creativity is what makes great DJs. Like, you can shift at a moment's notice. The AI can't read a crowd. You could maybe teach it. But I think human to human experience and just being like, oh, okay, I see they want to go down this they want to hear some hood music right now or they want to hear some classic R&B or they want to hear reggae or whatever. So it's it's hard to really imagine a computer being able to understand that.
Mm-hmm. All right, man. Gentlemen, I appreciate your honesty here today as we discuss the ins and outs of DJing. We just wanted to scratch the surface. I just thought it was interesting because the three of you are three unique DJs in your own right. Y'all do different things. Tyler, when he spins on the show, Tyler, you should do a guest set one day. Relieve DB for a minute. Let him just critique you. Everybody does something differently. DB does his style of DJing. Tyler has his style. New Era obviously has his style. So I appreciate y'all engaging in this conversation. Salute to the DJ, the cornerstone of it all.
Yeah, Sway, you said it right, Sway.
Yes,
right?
Said that right.
Come on, man. All the DJ crews from the heavy hitters, right?
The heavy hitters.
Yeah, who else?
The heavy hitters.
Who else, man? Don't start gang banging.
The heavy hitters.
Fucking banging. Shout out to Tony Neal.
Tony Neal, yeah. You got Tony Neal. You got the Union. You got Coalition.
Core
DJs.
Yep.
Coalition. Beat Junkies. It goes on and on and on, right?
Executioners.
Right. All right. Executioners,
yeah.
Come on, man. Let's shout them out, man. All right, man. Hey, New Era, thank you for hanging out with us. If you want to reach him, once again, reach him where?
THEDJ New NEW Era ERA on that IG.
Cousin Byron, appreciate you, man. You done showed me pictures of everybody you know.
Really though?
Having us hang out.
Yeah.
How many pictures you showed you?
Ah, man, I done seen him in Bone, him in Mad
He
Mike.
got an invite to the ranch.
Yeah, I've done seen it.
Oh, the ranch.
Everybody he mentioned in his stories, he showed me a picture of him and Eazy-E. He was at the funeral. At the funeral, bro.
Wow.
I saw the picture. I'm joking.
I didn't show him that.
It is showing.
You asked him not to show you that.
What color was his tie, Sway?
I don't red.
Wow.
From Compton. All right, man. Queen, thank you. I appreciate you.
Yes.
All right. Queen said that. I said, how did y'all meet? She said you slid in her DMs.
Oh, I did, Sway. I slid in the DM.
Damn.
And here we are now.
There you go.
Here we are now.
There you go.
Power being a DJ.
By the way, last question. DJs have as many groupies as performing artists. What has your experience been with groupies, Tyler?
Oh man.
Damn, he almost fainted over there, man. Did he faint? Somebody resuscitate him.
Yo, his face is so red right now.
His face looked like that red tie you mentioned.
All I say is I have fans of many demographics, 19 to like 59.
19's a good age.
You ever clobber one?
Wow. Smash, bruh. Smash.
That's classified.
Why Tyler look at me, nigga? Answer the question.
I look at DB like my lawyer. Do I answer that?
You ever call one your little turntable?
Can I scratch on it?
Just say I plead the fifth.
Sound like you did.
I plead the fifth.
AKA,
There you go.
yes.
That's it.
Well, if it was a no, you'd say no.
Exactly.
Yeah, that dude ain't said nothing. Well, give out your social media, Tyler.
You can follow me on Instagram at DJ Tyler NYC.